Hi everybody, I'm Michael. This is a 5-minute review for Nancy Drew number 3, Message in a Haunted Mansion. And I'm finding that I'm having trouble structuring these reviews because I want to talk about everything at once, but I've only got 5 minutes to talk about things that... And then, something just fell on me. And I feel like I'm missing some things. Like in my previous review for Stay Tuned for Danger, I didn't even mention Dwayne Powers, who's one of my favorite characters of all time. I can't believe it. So I'm going to try to do more structured. Let's start with story, characters. With this particular game, I really love the setting. All these various rooms look different, and they're great. The story is that Nancy's helping Rose Green fix this Victorian mansion. It turns out that whoever owned this mansion previously, Lizzie Valdez, set up this really complicated series of puzzles, which is super cool, leading to stolen gold, and that's also super cool too. Let's see, and this game has a set structure just like the previous game, so that's really good. Nancy needs to go to Rose, and, like a third of the way through the game, we have the seance, and that's really cool, where Abby talks to the ghost of Valdez, and we have so many scares in this game. It's great. We have, like, the ghost wandering the hallways, and we see shadows everywhere, and there's a creepy voice that goes, "I see you." That's just so creepy. I love all those little touches. I can't believe they didn't do that in more Nancy Drew games. They do it again in Ghost of Thornton Hall, but it's really great in this game. Yeah. Charlie is okay. I think Charlie is the worst character of the game, to be honest. He doesn't really do anything. He just hangs out in the basement, and you need to get rid of Charlie in order to find the key to the attic. The key to the attic is in a cash register. What a weird place to put it. I also feel kind of bad for Charlie because he doesn't get explained at the end of the game. It turns out that Charlie is homeless and he's secretly living inside the house. We never find out what happens to him afterwards. Poor Charlie. Oh, Louis Chandler, he's the antiques dealer. I like his voice, but I don't like him personally. He's kind of a mean person. Nancy needs to find 3 tiles so she can spy on Louis, which is cool. She has to do chores, like a series of 3 chores, not that many chores, but yeah, I thought the chores were okay, except for the Phoenix tile puzzle. That was a terrible puzzle. Oh my gosh. And that just brings me to the end of the game, which is a big problem with the game, is that terrible end game puzzle where Nancy needs to press 10 different Chinese symbols in a specific order. And the game does not prepare you for this at all. So you basically have to go through every single screen of the game again in order to find all these symbols and write them down. Nancy has a notebook in this game. If those symbols had been written in her notebook, that would have been great. But no, you actually have to write this out down on a separate piece of paper, or just look up the solution on the internet. I did like when we got to go into the attic and explore there. That was really cool. I liked exploring the attic. This game, Nancy has an alarm clock, so she can go to any time of day. And the idea is that the characters are there at certain times of day, and other times they're not. I like exploring Abby's area when she's not there, because it turns out that Abby is faking all these hauntings, and we find out how she does it with various cameras and boom boxes and things like that. I thought that was really cool. Abby is probably my favorite character in the game. She's like so silly and mysterious, but I really like the seance too. Also the fire. The fire is like 2/3 of the way through the game, and also the message in a haunted mansion is super scary. It gets slipped in underneath Nancy's drawer. Terrifying. Oh my gosh, I love that. Rose is an okay character too. People like to make fun of her animation because her head tilts to the left a bit too often. But yeah, I think she's fine. Nancy has to call Hannah in this game. Hannah is Hannah Gruen, so she is Nancy's housekeeper who never appears in any of the other games. This is the only one. So I think it's really nice that we get Hannah in this game. Bess and George were good in this game. You have to call Emily Foxworthy. And who's that? She doesn't get introduced. You get the sense that she's she's a photographer and she's an expert on San Francisco. This game does have some educational stuff about San Francisco. The endgame puzzle sequence. There's way more to the endgame puzzle sequence. You have to press all the symbols of the zodiac, and then you have a puzzle flipping the tiles, and then you have a slider puzzle, which gives you a phoenix eye, which you put inside an actual phoenix statue, and that reveals where the gold is hidden, and the culprit knocks Nancy out. And then we got a final puzzle. Nancy needs to go up a particular staircase to drop a chandelier on the culprit's head, which seems extremely violent. I'm surprised that actually happened there. I think that's everything I have to say. Overall, I'd give this game a 9 out of 10. I would give it a perfect score because it's a fantastic game, except for that final puzzle. I do like how they had a series of 5 puzzles at the end, but that Chinese symbol puzzle just always gets me every single time. So 9 out of 10, that's really the only thing that's holding this game back, in my opinion, from being like super perfect fantastic.